It is National Native American Heritage Month, and our next guest is here to show us how incorporating ancient indigenous philosophies can help us improve our day-to-day lives.
Yes, she covers it all in her new book, The 7 Circles, Indigenous Teachings for Living Well. Everybody, welcome author and wellness advocate Chelsey Luger to the studio. It's good to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Okay, you focus on, let me make sure I get them all right here. There are 7 things to focus: food, sleep, movement, ceremony, sacred space, land, and community. Now that's a lot there, but you focus on interconnection, and we're not after perfection, but balance. What are we talking about here?
Absolutely. So our ancestors had so many brilliant teachings in the way of seeking mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health. And we've been advocating for health and wellness within Indigenous communities for a number of years now. And one thing that we've learned along the way is that Indigenous teachings can help everyone. And so we're so excited about the opportunity to introduce the world to Indigenous culture through this lens of wellness.
Very cool. And like 7 circles, I know you're focusing on 3 here today. The first one being movement. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so the first thing I recommend with movement is to create an earth gym, which basically just means you take your movement practice outdoors, whether that's running, yoga, dance, whether you're in nature or in the city. When you take your movement outdoors, its benefits are compounded. The next 2 is incorporate the powwow dancer mentality. So all Native American powwow dancers are taught to move with gratitude and to share that good movement medicine with the people around you. And we believe that anybody can do that, no matter what your movement practice or exercise is. And the third is to be inclusive of all generations. I always say, what's the point of being the best athlete in the world if you're not willing to take a walk with your grandmother? So inviting your kids to work out with you, inviting an elderly person, and that makes movement a community practice.
You know, can you tell me, I'm curious there, pique my interest on the movement practice. For a layperson or hearing you for the first time, what does that look like for us in our day-to-day life, a movement practice? What would that be?
Literally any type of exercise that you like to do. We always say the best type of exercise is the one that you enjoy, the one that you think is fun, because that's the one that you're most likely to stick with. So any kind of movement practice is great.
All right, and this, you're looking down. I'm supposed to ask her about sleep. They gave me the sleep question.
You gave me the sleep one, which is perfect.
Okay, I struggle with sleep, but this is something very important as well.
Yeah, hey, don't we all? Well, one thing that can maybe help you, TJ, is to do an electronic sundown, which basically means you're turning your devices off, your tablets, your phones, about 2 hours before you're ready to actually sleep, because that helps you get into a restful state. Another one that we love is to do a gratitude ritual before bed, and this is a great one. Our daughter, our 4-year-old daughter especially, loves this. So we simply talk about what we're grateful for and the people who we love. When it's the last thing that we do before we shut our eyes, it helps us reach this kind of state of calmness, and it helps us get a good rest at night. And the third is that this is an ancestral teaching that dreams are a sacred time, and a time where you seek and you receive guidance and teachings. And so we encourage all people to look forward to sleep and a time to really receive teachings and take that seriously.
You say a sacred time. The next, or the last circle we're going to talk about today, is a sacred space. Tell us what that is.
So sacred space is your home, and this is a wellness practice that I love, because so often in the wellness world we're just focused on diet and exercise. We forget that our surroundings really impact our sense of well-being. So having a sacred space is having reverence for your home, and one of the ways that you can do that is to practice minimalism, which basically means just decluttering what you can. I always say a decluttered home is a decluttered mind.
We agree.
You know, I mean, it really makes a difference. Like before I have a Zoom meeting, one of the things that I do is clear the table off and wipe the table. I mean, it's simple things like that. The next is to leave open space for movement. Sometimes because of consumerist culture, we're so occupied with this idea of filling our space with everything and everything. But when we leave a little bit of open space, we're so much more likely to actually lay out a yoga mat and do some stretches in our living room, or, you know, incorporating simple movement into our everyday lives. The third is to let in natural light and fresh air, because bringing that beautiful, peaceful, calm energy from the outdoors just feels good in our home.
She was talking to us on that last one.
Really great. Chelsey Luger, thank you so much for being with us in studio. And we want to tell everyone the 7 Circles Indigenous Teachings for Living Well is available everywhere books are sold.
Really, Chelsey, people can tell what kind of day I'm having if they walk by my dressing room and see me cleaning up.
Yeah.
Because the mind is cluttered. I do it all the time. You are preaching to us here.
Thank you very much,
Thanks
Chelsey.
so much for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.